Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to talk all about my reading journal. Now, I posted like a little review of my reading journal on my Instagram. If you're not following me, it's A Court of Pages, the same exact name as the YouTube channel that you are watching. I usually post my day-to-day on there and all the bookish content when I'm not doing long-form content. And I got a lot of people DMing me and saying, wow, like your reading journal looks so cute. I have the same exact book, but I did a little bit differently. Or what are some tips and tricks that I can use in my own personal reading journal because I haven't started one yet. So today we're gonna dive in about how I personally use my reading journal. So this reading journal, I actually got it at the end of last year from Target. I believe it was like $9 that I got 2 of them. In case I like ran out of pages in here, I wanted the same one seamlessly for the whole entire year. Last year I read 92 books, I believe. So this year I'm going for, because my original reading goal was 60 books. This year I'm going for 80 books. So if I pass that, phenomenal, but I wanted to keep it around a number that I can truly hit the goal. So when I saw this book in Target, I truly loved it because I love the colors on it and it was soft touch. And you know, I love a soft touch book. However, the inside pages, they're nice. They have a lot of room for growth in here. It has, let me turn to a blank page. It has a table of contents in here. And then it has our book reviews as well. And then on the back is the wish list. So I really wanted to personalize my book. So I personally like to see the book cover on my spread. So let me grab that so I can show you what I mean. I also took off the cinematic filter so that we could really see all of the things in the book. So this is my TBR bowl. I actually created this bowl when I was in college. It is, I put it on the wheel and everything, made it, glazed it, put it in the kiln. So inside of here is all of my book covers. So anything that I want to read, I print it out, I put it on here, and when the time comes, I pick a book. I don't always pick a book from my bowl, but it's good to have, or like when I'm in a reading slump, I'll like peruse in there. And what I started doing was also printing out my little info charts that I like to do for the book club books, because what I'll do is I'll take my info and I'll take my book cover and I'll put it inside of here. So what I did was I like to put the picture of the book here, and then I'll fill out all of the information. And then if it's a book club book, I'll create like a page within a page. So again, it's like a scrapbook technique. And I'll put it in here, so I'll have my little info card. And in January, we read on Quicksilver. So I even put in my discussion questions for my book club, some fan arts, and then my little info charts that I created. With my review, I go into detail with it. So typically over here, I'll write what they say on Amazon, like the little synopsis. And then on this side, I will write my own personal feelings of the book. And what I like to do is, let me turn to a different page, is I usually like to look at the cover and then I select all of the pens or markers that I'm going to use to go along with the book cover. So every single page is different. And then on the front in my table of contents, I'll put on the side if I listened to the audio or if it was my book club read, I'll put like BC on it for book club, and then I'll write it. And then what's nice is it tells me what pages it's on so I can flip through it. And in the front, I'm known as the High Lady. So I put my book club logo. I did a little cute picture on Lemon 8. If you don't follow me on Lemon 8, it's the same thing, a quart of pages on there. So I put my picture on here and I put this book belongs to the High Lady. And then in the back, I switched it a little bit because personally, we all have never-ending TBRs, okay? Never-ending TBRs. So I didn't really want to continuously to write like my wish list in here because it's ever changing. I felt like I wanted to use that space a little bit more productively for me. So what I am doing is I printed out all of the books that I will read that month on one of those like templates. And this was January. I wrote how many hours I listened to the audio, like for all my audiobooks, how many pages I read in that month, and then what was my standout reads over here. So then when I look back, I'm like, oh, which book that month did I really like or didn't, or how much did I read? And this is a good like overview of that month. So instead of the wish list page, I make it my own. So then every single page, depending on how many books I read, should be either 1 to 2 pages of that month. And then I put my cute little stickers. So that's how I use my reading journal. And then the pens that I actually use are the Flair pens. In this book, I don't feel like it bleeds, like the markers bleed in it. So I just put it in, I got this little pouch from Dollar Tree. I put all my markers in there, and then I just match it to the cover. And if I don't have like a marker per se, like one of the Flair pens, I just use a regular pen just to match it because, you know, we're here for the vibes. We want it aesthetically pleasing. So I just use that. And then I have this, I keep bending down because all my stuff is down here. I have this little Ziploc bag. Okay, we're keeping it real on this channel of all my little stickers of all different like variety packs that I've gotten off of Amazon, Temu, Shein, at the book retreat, when I do book swaps with my book besties, like all of the stickers, I put them in here. And then the ones that apply to the picture, I will attach it to it. And what I like to do, if the book has like an alternative cover, I will print out both covers. So for instance, Truly Madly Deeply, this was the original cover with the guy on it. And what I did is I just cut it out and I made it like a sticker. And then the reason why I use this book as like my main picture is because that's the book I actually have. I have the special edition with the sprayed edges. But it's cool to see like the two different versions of the book on here as well. And then on the top also, I like to write what number I have read. So currently at this moment, I just finished book 11. So I finished A Fragile Sanctuary earlier today. So I slowly started putting like my cute little stickers and information on here. So I put my little fan art, my little info chart, and then the book and some cute stickers. And now since I finished it today, now I'm gonna fill out the whole entire thing. So this was for the Sisterhood of the Traveling Book. If you didn't see that, go to my previous video and that should be up already, all about the Sisterhood of the Traveling Book, so you can check that out. But yeah, so this is how I decorate my reading journal. Your reading journal is truly how you would like to design it. I mean, I actually have some examples of last year's reading journals. So last year, I just got plain A5 version binders off of Amazon, and I decorated them my own. I kept a reading tracker. I decorated the inside with my stickers, and I got these page layouts off of the TikTok shop. And then what I did is I just photocopied them when I ran out of them, and I got the idea from here. So I loved how this was, but again, it was like really costly because after a while buying all the inserts, so I just started photocopying them. And so I have this book and this book, and this was like truly like trial and error for me, but I love that I have these as a keepsake because this is all of 2024 here. And last year was the first time that I truly wrote in a reading journal. A lot of times I always get like, how do you remember all the books that you read? I don't. That's why I use a reading journal, because sometimes like your 5-star reads or your 6-star reads, they stand out more. And then the other ones kind of just, you know, mesh together, and I'm a fantasy girly. So like all the plot lines kind of mesh together, and a lot of the times as a fantasy girly, there's a lot of books in the series and I need to know all those details. I run a book club. I need to know all of the ins and outs of that book. That's where this comes into play. So this was like my trial and error. And then this is like my more streamlined version. I really liked how I decorated this style. But this year, I just feel like I loved like the plainness of the page, so I could put my own personality to it. Whereas when I got the book inserts, the page inserts, yes, it looks better and aesthetically pleasing, but then I had to get like fantasy versions, then I had to get romance versions, then I had to get thriller versions. Did I need to get all those versions? No, but I'm not gonna put a dragon if I'm reading a romance. Like, it doesn't make any sense, you know? So that's where it was like a lot of money in my pocket that I was shelling out. So I do like that it's plain, so I bring what I want to the page versus I have to style it this specific way. And if the book didn't have a dragon on it, but I only have the dragon pages, like I had to cover it, and I felt like I had to do more work. Whereas this plain version, I could do whatever I want on the page. If I want to like add 50,000 little inserts in there, I can. So, and you know, like I said, you don't necessarily need a book per se. I got a binder. One of the girls in my book club, she uses a notebook. Like, some people just write it, keep track in their notes, or they'll put a Google sheet together. I like to see it. I like to write about it. I like to use it as like my form of journaling and scrapbooking. So I like having a tangible physical item in front of me. But yeah, play around. See, don't be afraid to like try different ways. If it doesn't look right or you're sick of that style, try a different thing. Like, this was $9 on Target. So you can't go wrong with that. If it doesn't work, then you use something else. But yeah, so if you have any more tips or tricks or want to know more, leave it down in the comments. We could share all of our ideas, or what do you do that I don't do, or maybe what is something that you're going to be bringing into your own personal reading journey, because it's only February and we have so many books to read and so little time, but like all the time. So we can definitely play around with your reading journal to truly cater it to your needs. So by December, you could see the evolution as well, and you could see all of the books that you read. And it's a nice keepsake, and then you could just put it on your bookshelf. But yeah, so don't forget to like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.